Jess, are you leading this?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. I just was going to get cued by the music. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I see we're recording. Awesome. Welcome everyone to another team call. So as always, let's start off with some quick recognition. Does anyone have anything that they want to shout out? Challenger, customer, something exciting going on from your coaching business? Let us know, or even not coaching related. We want to celebrate it. Unmute yourself. Let's take a few minutes for that.
I want to shout out Katie because I see her on here. She was traveling last week and still was super consistent working out on our bod groups. I know you've been working hard on that. And same thing with Noelle. We've been starting new jobs together and she's on every team call. Like she's just such a team player. And I'm just really grateful for you because we've been through some hard stuff this year and you're still here. And of course, my girl, Allie, you are like just a friggin' rock star and a bright light. And y'all, she struggles too. And if she can make it happen, all of us can. So I love y'all. And I love seeing more faces on our team calls and in the hub. Like you guys have been rocking this kind of first big week together. So I just wanted to shout everybody out.
I'm going to give a quick shout out for Morgan. She is consistently inviting to our coach sneak peeks and has welcomed a new coach into our team, if you guys saw on our chat. So just wanted to give Morgan props for that, because in the months where sometimes it's hard to hit Success Club and you feel like you're down, it's easy to forget to invite to coaching, and she continues to prioritize that consistently. Alrighty, if there's anything else that we missed, don't hesitate to just chat it in the message box. We still want to celebrate that. Couple announcements. I guess we will be posting a lot in the next week in terms of resources around 9-week Control Freak for all of you guys to start leveraging in terms of communicating to your customers, communicating to prospects, and just in general feeling like you have a better idea of what all is going on. I think tonight is going to be a huge help in understanding more from the perspective of people who are actually going through this. I'm pumped. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I do just want to get straight to their call. I will introduce Danica, and then I'll let Danica introduce Jackie because it's a new face for me. But Danica is a coach on my team who has done Beachbody for before she started coaching. She was a challenger for a long time and actually was on a different team before she joined me for kind of that local community. And then COVID hit. But besides that, one of the things that we communicated when she was a new coach was the benefit behind Success Starter. And that's how they are in these positions here right now, is through utilizing the benefits of that program, which go beyond a free summit ticket and recognition. It also includes access into the official test group for a new program. So Danica actually achieved that in her first 3 months, but you do get 6 months to achieve Success Club 3 times and have that benefit for your business. They did just make the announcement, I think it was during Super Weekend, that anyone who hits Success Starter status between August and December will be put in Sean T's program test group. So I know from my team, we're cheering on Emily for her last 2 months of qualification, November and December. If there's anyone else pushing for that, definitely team up, because that is such a huge thing. But with that, I'm just going to let them get to it. I pass on a lot of questions ahead of time. And as anything comes up with questions, post them in the chat. I'm going to try to moderate for afterwards. All right, go for it, you guys.
All right. Thank you, Jess. We are just so pumped to be sharing this information with y'all, and we can't wait to tell you more about this amazing program that we've gotten to experience. Guys, if you are on the track to be a part of Sean T's test group, push for it. Trust me, it's worth it. And I have just loved every second of this experience that I've had these past 9 weeks, and I can't believe it's already almost over. I have 3 workouts left, which is crazy. But it's just flown by, and I can't wait to get more into the program. But I have just had an amazing success with it. It has pushed me out of a plateau that I was in for a very long time. And so I'll get more into more detail about that in a little bit. I want to go ahead and introduce Jackie. Jackie and I actually connected to become success partners through the 9-week Control Freak test group. And she's located in New York. And she is actually a member of the one and only Tanya Barron's team, which is amazing. And so I just loved getting to know her through this experience and just connecting with her so that we can share this amazing program with you all. So Jackie, go ahead.
Hi, everybody. Nice to virtually meet you all, and thank you so much for inviting me to join your call. I do have some of the coaches on my team that I personally sponsor on this call as well, so shout out to them and thank you for joining. I really appreciate you inviting me. I really think having calls like this to talk about programs that have not been launched yet are really beneficial, especially to hear them from firsthand experience like Danica and myself that are doing them in our own homes. And just from talking back and forth, it sounds like we have very different experiences through this program. So we'll talk about that. Just to give you a little bit of background on how I got involved with Beachbody. I did Shaun T's Insanity when it was launched in 2009. So that's when I was in high school and feeling like I really needed to lose weight. And I saw an infomercial. Convinced my dad to get it for me, and then did Insanity, I think, every single year, at least once a year, until about 2018, and just redid the program over and over and over again. It's how it kicked my butt into shape. Until On Demand came out. And then I started to do On Demand and continued to get amazing results. And just the beginning of this year, I decided to become a coach. I actually studied to get my personal training certificate. So I am a certified trainer. But then COVID hit, so I couldn't find a job or do any training or help people in gyms. So I went back to my roots of Beachbody, where I learned where exercise came from and all of that, and decided to become a Beachbody coach.
And I'm so glad that you did, because I'm loving that I'm getting to know you. And we are definitely excited to share our very unique experiences. When we connected, we realized that our experiences have been very different, even though we were doing the same program. And so hopefully that'll kind of help you to know as we share more how you can use this to approach your own customers and coaches on your teams who are interested in trying it. So as Jess had mentioned, I've been doing Beachbody for this is actually almost 2.5 years already. I've lost a total of now 70 pounds with Beachbody, which is amazing. But with this program, I had been stuck in a plateau for a while. I finally, as of last week, this program allowed me to lose 8 pounds in 8 weeks. And it was in 7 weeks, and then 11.75 inches at that point. So huge. Like, I was just floored by the results that I've been getting. At first, it was slow and steady, and then it just started, it felt like it just started falling off in the middle of the program. And I've just been so pleased with everything that I've seen about it. Overall, my experience has been amazing, and I am just so thankful that I got the chance to try this when I did. And what it has really given me the ability to do is just, in this time of such uncertainty and lack of control, it is about, for me, it's been about controlling what I can control in a very positive way. And I think that message will speak to a lot of the people who are interested in trying it, because I think really that's what, even though Autumn started creating it long before COVID even really was an issue, that's what it was for, was for taking full control over every aspect of your lifestyle. Jackie, is there something you wanted to add to that or share about your experience?
Sure. So you have, Danica, have a really experience of, I lost X amount of weight, X amount of inches, this is my results, and so on. For me, I started, and I remember when I signed up for the program, we have to type in our starting weight and goals and everything. And I'm like, I'm not looking to lose weight. Like, that is not my goal. I feel great where I am, and I just wanted something to kind of push me more. That's not to say I did not get results. If you look at my photos, I have results, and I did lose 3 pounds I did not know I had to lose. What this program is and why it stands out amongst others is the intensity and focus it takes from you to do it. So talk about taking control, not only of your whole life and schedule, right? But these workouts, the way they're framed, your mind has to be in it from the second you click play to the second you finish. So for people who like to go to the gym and sit on a bike and listen to a podcast or so on, just, burn those calories, this program is not for you. This program is for someone who wants to get their head in the game and super focus, push themselves and challenge themselves to get the best results that they can. You're racing against the clock for part of it. You're doing a whole bunch of different complex moves. And I have to say that I would consider myself someone who's more experienced in exercise and fitness, and I'm doing moves I would have never thought of doing. It's just unique in the moves that you're doing, and the way the circuits run. So it's really there to push you and challenge you. And that's just the workout portion. So Danica, I don't know if you want to talk about how the ties in with nutrition and the nightly stretches.
Yes. So the workouts are between 18 and about 35 minutes long, depending on the day. Some of the Tabata workouts are what end up being the shortest. And those are 1 day a week. The other days are the DCT days, which is density complex Tabata combos. And so that's what really makes this program dynamic, is that it has, those, as Jackie was mentioning, like the different types of strength training exercises that are incorporated in it. And it just really gives you enough variety to keep your muscles guessing. All 45 workouts are different from each other, but she does incorporate both, a brag board and a tracker that allow you to see your progress and monitor that throughout the entire program. There are 2 rest days each week, and those, at first she even has addressed it in our group. People were like, well, I don't feel like I need a rest day or that kind of thing. But it is very strongly encouraged for you to be taking full advantage of those rest days, because there are moves that she throws in there that will really sneak up on you. And those rest days were perfect. The people who were actually filming the program, I got to know Jose, who's one of the cast members, through Instagram during this experience as well. And, he was saying too that the rest days, like, they didn't get those rest days when they were filming, and they could feel it. They were having to do a lot of extra foam rolling and stuff to make sure that they were, in top shape to film. The other aspect of the program is that it has these evening control stretches, which for me were it was really unexpected that they were going to be included, because there's been no other program that's ever had these. but they are these really short, like maybe 5 to 10 minute stretch videos that Autumn filmed that you do right before bed. And they are just amazing. She starts them with, just really positive affirmations, and she gets you in the right mindset to reset and recharge for the night. So, and to start, get a good night's sleep. And she actually does emphasize that, that this program is about controlling everything from, your fitness, your routines, your stretching, your rest, everything. And so that was something that I was not expecting to be part of it, but I actually really love that it has helped me create a chance for me to check out before I start to get settled down for the night. And then it allows me to come into the next morning to do my workout with the right mindset. It's pretty amazing. Then, hold on, sorry, I'm just reading a message, catching up on what we have here.
Love that addition. Yeah. Yeah, it really is a great way to kind of bookend your day. So we've talked about the workouts. And so the program was written for you to do the workouts in the morning, right? The program is written, wake up, get your workout in, and then in the evening, you do the controlled stretch. But we have checked in with some other group members in the Success Setter groups who do their workouts after work. And how they do it is they'll, come home, whether it be before or after dinner, they do their workout, but still the last thing they do before their head hits the pillow are these controlled stretches, because that's just how you unwind. Now, me personally, I honestly have not been doing them right before head hits the pillow. I've been doing them kind of to bookend my work day. So I do my workouts first thing in the morning. And then when it's time for me to decompress my brain, that's when I do these stretches. And then I spend the quality time with my partner after that. Some people do it as, you spend quality time with your family and so on. And then right before bed, you do the control stretches. I do a little bit different. But the important thing is to do what works for you. And this program is about taking control, right, of your life and your schedule. And then although we need to bring it up because it is so important, nutrition, right? So we're talking about you start your day with workout and your day with these stretches. What happens in between that time? Nutrition. And she does say, no, you do not need to follow timed nutrition like you do with 8-Day Obsession and so on for this program. Just doing the Ultimate Portion Fix or 2B is suggested. And I highly recommend anyone doing this program absolutely follow the nutrition, because let me tell you, abs are made in the kitchen. 110% they are. I personally was already following Ultimate Portion Fix when I did Muscle Burns Fat. So I took this opportunity to take even more control, and I have been following timed nutrition, doing 9-week Control Freak. And I do think that that's what influenced my results a little more.
Mm-hmm.
Because, go ahead.
So, and I would agree. I've been following 2B mindset though, because that's just what works best for me. And I'm still seeing the results. At first, I was actually a little bit, concerned. I thought about switching over to Ultimate Portion Fix because, I thought, well, it's Autumn's program. Maybe I should follow Autumn's nutrition plan. But in one of the first lives, she said you can choose whatever nutrition program that you would prefer. And there have been a lot of other people in the group who are also doing 2B mindset and have seen amazing results with it also. So it really is going to be what works best for you, but it is so important to follow some kind of nutrition plan as closely as possible. That was something that I would say for sure has helped me to see the results, has been dialing things in even more than I had, to make sure that I was getting the results that the program intended for me to get. So we can kind of switch on over to looking at equipment. I know there's been a lot of questions about how to make the equipment work in different situations and what the equipment actually entails. So I will say that
before we get started, can you just drop the number 1 in the chat if you're concerned about using the equipment in your space at home? How many people have that concern? Okay. For travel, that's okay. Go ahead, Danica. I know you have this stuff prepared.
Yeah. So now that is one aspect of our experiences that have been very different. I have found that the equipment has worked really well in the space that I have. I was a little bit concerned because of the door that I chose to put it on was kind of in a corner of one of our spare rooms, and it's not on a door that opens inwardly, it opens toward me, but it has still worked just fine. But I know that there's a lot of people who are concerned about how to make this work if they don't have a door that's in a location that works well for them. I will say, and we'll let Jackie speak to that because she has definitely made it work, in a tight space. The moves are still doable in a tight space. You don't have to have a whole ton of room around where it is located. There are places that there are some ideas that I've seen in our group where people have gotten brackets that they've used, but they are actually going to be when you get the control track, it is also going to be coming with a wall mount that you can just quickly attach and then remove it as needed. So just as a heads up, there will be something, because they did see it being somewhat of an issue. They made sure that there is something else included so that you can just attach it to a wall in your home instead of temporarily. And it would be kind of like using one of those from what they've described, because we did not receive that wall mount. It would be like kind of one of those like picture hanging things, like a 3M type thing. And somehow that would still, have the right amount of resistance to support it and support you when you're doing the exercises. The core ball it comes deflated. You do have to inflate it yourself, and they made sure to include, it's got like a straw, or you just blow it up, and then it has these little plugs that you put in, and they sent extra, but it hasn't deflated once, thankfully. So it's pretty good quality. And we did have a question, I know, about the bands and what they're made of. So these are the Beeline's resistance bands that Beachbody has sold separately in the past, and they are made of latex. So if you have customers who that's a concern for, that's just something to be aware of, is that they are made of latex. And then Jackie, do you want to go ahead and share with your experience how that's been for you?
So you can all see me, right? So the concern of not having enough space, I'm going to debunk that right now. So I might be one of the people in the smallest spaces that have done this. So this is where, I don't know if you could see, this is where I exercise. Okay. So you walk into my apartment, and you turn, and this is the hallway I exercise in. That's it. The door that you're looking at is my bathroom door. I don't have my control track up because, so my bathroom door is here, right? And my bedroom door is right there. So what that means is when I work out in the morning and my partner is asleep, he cannot go to the bathroom while I'm exercising, okay? So I had to, and it took me 7 weeks to figure this one out, then I had to sit down with him and say, what time of day do I need to block out to literally take over our entire apartment? Okay. Because I take up the entire circulation path of our apartment to do my workouts. And that means he had to be in one spot in our apartment for 40 minutes or 35 minutes, because with setup and set down, I allow myself 40 minutes from start to finish to do setup and breakdown, because I am setting things up in my door and taking them down after. So talk about taking control. If you are concerned, find a space in your house. You can do it. And don't wait till week 7, like myself, to talk to the people you live with, to block out the time and just have a conversation. Like, look, for me, it's now 7 to 8 a.m. That is my time slot. I am doing my workouts from 7 to 8 a.m. Our hallway is off limits at that point, because that's my workout time. And that's it. And that's established. So if you want to do this program, you can make it possible. Find a door in any location. For me, it's my hallway. And you can do it. And now they're saying, you don't even need a door at this point. People have Danica saying that they're going to bring something that sticks to the wall. We've also seen people use, like, the handles of cabinets where, like, you can, you grab handles. They've installed them at the top and bottom of their door and looped the control track through it. So you just need somehow to get the band to loop through. And pictures like that are going viral. So you'll see there will be a way to set up the equipment. And to be completely honest with you all, if I was not in the success group, I would not have done this program, because I would have been one of the people that saw the equipment and saw, what it takes. And I would have been like, I can't do that in my apartment. And I would not have done it. I promise you, I would not have bought this program. Now that I've done it, I can tell you that it's worth it, because the resistance band really does bring in so much extra to your workouts. It truly is the completion to a home gym. It really steps up the game.
I'm going to unmute myself real quick. I've got a couple questions just to ask. Can one of you run and grab that resistance band to show us, like, is it a regular one, like, that has the loop handles that I think we've used in other programs before? I think Lift 4 had it as an alternative. And then the second question, I'm just going to say them both so you can say it. I've heard a couple people just in the background chatting about there's these attachments for when it was Lift 4 into the wall, into a door that has a ball knob, and you, like, shut the door and it secures your loop to the door. Did that come up at all about people saying using that instead of the control track? Like, are people fighting using the control track for something else? I just wanted to have a conversation to that person on, like, if that's even doable or not,
Sorry, I missed part of it because I was taking the virtual background off. So what was the last part of that question, Jess? Sorry.
So yeah, I just kind of wanted to know for that person, like, if there's alternatives to the control track. I mean, hearing that there's other ways to set it up, but, like, they specifically had in their mind the thing that goes into a door that connects for a loop that has a little ball at the end. Hopefully that's a descriptive enough.
Okay. I mean, what Autumn has said and what she's expressed in her lives and stuff is that it's really essential to use the program, the equipment that comes with the program, as if possible. And when we get to, I have some info on pricing and stuff, because I don't know how much y'all have seen about that yet. But okay, so there will not be a virtual, or not virtual, but just the program only option. They are only selling it with equipment because they want people to be using the equipment that comes with the program. Now, here are some things that Autumn has said about why she wants people to be using the control track. There are other items, that you could get on Amazon that are just like some of these equipment pieces. However, they are not exactly the same. And she doesn't want people to run into the frustrations that may come with those other equipment items not working the same way that hers does. She spent a lot of time designing the way that this control track would work. And it is very, I mean, you can put it up really fast. I can move it really fast. Like I moved it into this room specifically so that I could show y'all. So let me, now that I took the background off, let me show you the like how like smoothly it actually just moves up and down. So I have it here on this door and it has, you know, the top part where, you know, there's these loops, but on the back, all it is just, it slides through kind of like like one of those zip tie type things where it's like, you know, you can tighten it. And then all you have is this, and see how easily this slides up and down, because in the moment of the workout, you don't want to be wasting time having to fiddle with something that's going to be clunky. It slides up and down so smoothly. And there are, you know, moves in the program where you actually have to go directly from a move where the band has to be all the way at the top to one where it's all the way at the bottom, right back to back. And so, and then what this has on it is like a loop with a plastic part, and then the actual resistance band actually just slides through it. And so you can, by being a further distance from the resistance loop and from the door, you can, you know, adjust it. That's one of the things that I've loved about it, is that it allows you to customize how much resistance you're getting from the actual loop. And, you know, so I don't know if that answers your question, but
I just want to add to that a little bit.
Yeah.
Because specifically your question was about one of the things that go into the door. Those do not allow you to adjust the height of the band.
Yeah.
And if it does, you have to take it out and reassemble it. Mm-hmm. And I think we're in a safe place to just say this a little bit more in detail. There are times in the workout you are going from doing a chest move where you want the bands at your chest height and you're using resistance, and then you're dropping it to the floor, grabbing your ball and doing an ab motion. And you want to get in as many rounds as possible. And those are moves that you're circulating through. So if you're needing to take something out and readjust it, you're not racing against the clock. You're not getting the intensity. Sure, you could do the moves, but you're not doing the workout for the way it's written, right? Mm-hmm. And that's something I've also seen, just to put it out there, I've seen some people posting around, I'm going to use my TRX. I don't know if you all know what a TRX is. It's a resistance band. I'm going to use my TRX, and for moves I can't do that of the same, I'm going to just do a similar move that works the same muscle. I've seen that comment come up. As a personal trainer, I can tell you that you are not going to get a move using a TRX that works the same muscle for a few reasons. One, this band pulls resistance in multiple ways. TRX, you are only using your body weight. TRX, the resistance is your body weight. This band you can do in different motions and, you know, pull in different directions. So sure, you can maybe come up with something similar. It will not be the same. And also, you're buying a program written by a master trainer. It is written the way it's written for a reason. The moves are total body moves for a reason. If you're going to be modifying half the moves in your workout, you're not trusting your trainer. You're not trusting the process. When you do a program, you go all in, trust your trainer, trust the process, do the moves, use the right equipment, and that's how you will get the best results.
Thank you, Jackie.
Yeah.
Exactly. Mic drop, because that was perfect. Thank you for explaining that. And that's 100% what needs to happen. This is a program where, you know, you have to follow it as it's written. And I wanted to kind of, if there's are there any other questions relating to the equipment specifically? I've got some more details here in a second where we'll talk about travel, because I know travel was a concern for some of you guys. But does anyone else have any specifically equipment related questions? All right. Well, okay. So some interesting kind of details that have been kind of coming out here as they're getting ready for launch. First of all, this may come as a surprise to some of you, but there will actually not be a sample workout. There will be a first look video instead. And this first look video is going to be available on November 30th on both Vimeo and on BOD. But it's going to be a different type of intro. The reason being, they don't want people trying a sample without the equipment. And that's how it comes back to how critical utilizing that equipment is. And so that is going to make it, I think it's going to be a different type of sell, because you can't say, oh, we'll go try the sample. And I don't know details of what this first look will look like. But I do know that from what I've been hearing, that it's going to really do the program justice, and it's going to make sure that you have a full understanding of what you're starting when you commit to this program. So as far as travel, so they are, and we have not been able to sample any of these workouts, but they're called the remote control workouts, and they are specifically designed for travel. She created, and there's detail about them in the product training guide that's in your coach office. But they mimic a full week of the program. So if you go on a vacation, all you need to bring with you are your core ball, which can be deflated and inflated really easily, and the track, which you can throw on, the back of your, hotel room door, and just, again, make that work. But there would be no step required or weights required for the travel purposes. So that's kind of a plus to how that's working.
I would say I did do, because we don't have access to those workouts, right?
No, we don't.
And so there's different days, there's 5 workouts. I was able to do total body tone in a hotel gym, and I did not bring my control track. So now this is going back to the equipment a little bit, and I'm kind of going back on what I said for home equipment. You can't use a TRX, but I was able to sub the cable pulley machine in a gym for the control track, but only for the total body workouts. A density training, because you're moving so fast, it would not have worked. But for total body, you're going more slow and controlled on the counts, and you're doing like 16 reps of this, 16 reps of that in blocks. So I had time to adjust what I was doing. And I used a cable pulley machine at the gym. I would only say this would be for someone, again, that is more experienced in working out, because I knew well enough how much weight I should be adding to give myself the resistance that would kind of mimic my band. So it is possible for some of the workouts. I was able to do total body tone in a gym using their dumbbells. So you can kind of rearrange your schedule. Like any calendar, it comes with what you need, with the equipment you need for which day. And if I remember correctly, Danica, I think a few of the earlier weeks, like a handful of them didn't require this step, or a handful of them didn't require one of the equipment. So
Yeah.
just look at the calendar, and it tells you can always switch around days. But I would say do not double up workouts. That is something that I feel like people often do when they miss a day, is they'll double up workouts. I would not recommend that for this program. You have 2 rest days. In 7 days in a week, you can get 5 days in there.
Yes, and that's, I'd gone out of town for a weekend during the program, and I just, skipped my midweek rest day and made both of my rest days on the weekend. And it worked out just fine because, I mean, that, like I said, that's what the cast was doing. I just made sure I, was careful about my recovery that week. But then I know Jess had thrown in the comments, Jackie, what range of weights we were each using during the program. Is this, and I want to go ahead and share yours kind of just to give people an idea of what's worked for you.
The lightest I've used is an 8-pound weight.
Same.
And that's for like really small shoulder muscles when you're doing high density. The heaviest I've used is 25-pound weight, and that's for more of the leg and some chest moves.
Yeah.
Can I?
Go ahead.
Sorry. Can I ask a quick question? I'm just curious, Jackie, because you said you did MBF and MBFA previously. Like, what were your weight? Were you using the same type of weights for that?
Yes, I will say for MBF and MBFA, I was using the same weights for that. I think I probably I cannot. I have adjustable weights. I cannot get. I can't. This is complicated. I can't make two 25-pound weights. I can only make two 20-pound weights with my ensemble. I do feel like if I were, the only reason it worked for me is because MBFA, you're doing a lot of single loaded. And for this program, when I'm doing a 25-pound weight, I'm using one dumbbell because we're doing, I can't think of any moves right now. So I'm using a single 25
squat or something with a single single dumbbell, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what you use for MBF is appropriate for this, I think.
I agree. I have the same weights that I was using for MBF and MBFA. And I do also have a pair of adjustable dumbbells that I use for some of my higher weights, but I'm using approximately the same range, 8s up to about 22 and a half as I can adjust to that. So it just really depends on what you need. Let's see, Trisha, you asked if the moves are complex or about the moves being complex and needing to be coordinated. I will say something that this program has really helped with is coordination and flexibility for me. I've, previously not been the most coordinated person, but I felt like all of the moves were very accessible, no matter what your fitness level. And as always, Kat does an amazing job of modifying. Speaking of which, I was doing some research and there will be a mod split screen that's going to be available because, and this was something that I noticed, when I was, even though I wasn't always following Kat, whenever I would notice what Kat was doing, the camera wasn't always focused on her. And so that's going to be a good thing for people who really need to follow the mods throughout the program to have that split screen available as an option to turn on. So, okay, sorry.
Yeah, and I if you've done MBF or MBFA, you can absolutely do this program. I think
Agree.
Good thing to build up from.
Definitely. I agree 100%. To get into, does anyone else have any more questions about the program itself and the aspects of it before I jump into some quick stuff on that is at least is current, on pricing and, how you want to talk about this and build this up for your customers and stuff. Split screen be available on all platforms. I do not know that detail, but I can find that out. I would assume so. It sounded like, from what I was understanding in the call where I heard about it, is that it's something that you'll be able to access. And so it should be on all platforms, depending on, no matter what you use to stream your workouts. But that's a good question. So something to keep in mind, as you're signing up coaches this month, anyone who buys or signs up or buys a package this month to get started, between November 1st and December 3rd, gets 30% off of 9-week Control Freak. So that's something that you can use to your advantage to help people be interested in, signing up, but then also get that discount. Anyone who isn't on here who has never signed up a coach, or not a coach, but never signed up a customer. I don't know if y'all have seen that promotion that's out, but if you've never signed up a customer ever, you can get that discount, that 30% discount also, just for signing up a coach or by signing up a customer of your own if you've never signed up a customer. And I know I can think of a few people in here that might apply to. So if you've never signed anybody up, this is a chance to get a discount on a program just for signing somebody up. So pricing wise, the at first we're going to get do just digital access, but then they wanted to make sure that everybody had the appropriate equipment. And so they adjusted that just, I think, yesterday or the day before. The lowest cost item is going to be the accessory bundle. That's going to have your VIP early access, your control track with the 2 bands. So there's 2 bands that are, I believe the resistances are, I think 15 and 20 maybe, or 10 and 15. I can't remember really sure. Jackie, do you know for sure about what the resistances are?
I don't. I think they're 15 and 20, but I'm not positive.
That's what I was thinking. Then the core ball, there's a brag board that's going to be a decent size, all full color, that you'll be able to track everything on, and then also getting started guide. The retail price for everybody is $99, and then it's $75 for coaches with the discount. Then the base, challenge, and completion packs. So those are going to have the accessory bundle, plus, of course, your annual bod, your shake yo or energize and recover, the portion or the nutrition programs, the first 30 days of nutrition, plus the containers, the tracker for 2B mindset, the shaker cup, all the usual stuff. A challenge pack is going to be $199. And then the completion pack will be $169. So it is going to be, more expensive than other programs have been due to the equipment. However, that should not deter people from getting this program. They have already said there will be future Beachbody programs that will use this same equipment. So just like with, when they came out with T20 and the step was incorporated for the first time, they held true to that promise. Here it is again. And so hopefully, we will see them follow through with that, and there will be future programs that have the control track and that have the core ball. And I will say, not only both of these pieces of equipment do amazing things. Like, you would not expect this ball to do what it does, but some of the moves are just amazing. And Autumn really just, like Jackie said, trust Autumn. She knows what she's doing. And she spent over a year, she mentioned several times in the program, she spent over a year figuring out exactly how this program was going to work and fine-tuning everything. And I think she hit the nail on the head with it. It's amazing.
Hey guys, I think for the accessory, like the packs and stuff, we'll get you images on that, but also do your research and get in the back office on the product toolkits, because they don't need to go through all the rest of the pricing.
Yeah.
There's so many options and there's different things.
So that's all I was gonna get into.
Cool.
And then real quick though, because Kristen asked about the step. No, the accessory pack does not include the step, but there is a 15% off on the step when you get the accessory bundle, and it has free shipping. So
it's like an add-on pretty much.
Yes, like an add-on. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I would definitely start plugging this in your stories now, as we build toward the new year, because that's we're definitely not going to want to start until the first week of January. You're not going to want to give people plenty of time to get their equipment with the delays that everyone's been experiencing. And there are, options out there for you you can decide how you want to help your customers and coaches build up to it. And like Danielle was saying, there's a lot of good resources that are in the coach office for you to utilize as well.
Yeah, I wanted to share something real quick and then we'll probably wrap up because I know it's been a long call, but this has been so helpful. You guys have done an awesome job. Two things in the units in the hub, there is prep calendars for November and December. I know I've been following them. So if you're kind of like between programs or you should be going to your customers and coaches you already have right now and getting them on track, guys, because like if you are not living in the Northeast, like we're getting hit hard by the pandemic again, and people need this so bad in their life. So I wanted to just remind you, connect with your current people first now and get them on track with that because it'll energize you too. And then the other thing, I just wanted to share my screen real quick. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I watched it in the training on the champions page that they did this week yesterday. And there's actually a really simple launch plan if you're a brand new coach or you're getting back into things that will walk you through what you should do, what's going on when, because I know it can be a lot, but they've put this simple launch plan together. All I did was go to my coach office and I went to the search bar and I typed in launch plan control freak and it will come up for you. So this is just a really great way for you kind of to have a focus each day on what to do, and like it's there for you. And the month is not over just because Thanksgiving's coming. Like they said, there's great promotions right now to get people consistent now to build up for this program. And if nothing else, get yourself hyped up and get knowledgeable about all the things that you want to know about the program. We'll continue to talk about it. Anything else y'all wanted to add? Y'all
Oh, did they mention anything about expected like shipping? Because I know we're going to want to pick a start date as a team. And obviously with needing equipment, I don't know if they have made any comments about that.
So they really have kind of said, especially for your customers, not starting until probably January 4th, as long as they have purchased their equipment by the, around the December 7th to December 14th, somewhere in that range. I would say they're probably in the clear to plan to start on January 4th. But if they order it later than that, they've said they have 300,000 kits already prepped. They are prepared for a huge launch. And they didn't want to make the mistake they made with MBF and not have enough, like with the bob ropes. So they are prepared to have more made. They've got it already. Hopefully that means faster shipping times, but as we've seen, there's still delays depending on which part of the country you're in. And so that part they can't guarantee, but they are they have it all prepped. They're trying to get it out as soon as they can. But I would really suggest waiting to start your bod group until January, because as much as you would, want to start sooner potentially, I just don't know that it's going to be possible.
That's not to say, so coach launch is December 7th, right? So if you order then, your equipment ideally will come in within 2, let's say 3 weeks, just because of delays of holidays and COVID and so on. Mm-hmm. So if you're anxious to start it, sure, yeah, you can start it, let's say 3 weeks after December 7th, if you order exactly on December 7th. But that's just if you're looking to do it on your own. And if you start, then you're not going to get through 9 weeks before the first week in January when everyone's starting their groups up, right? So you'll likely get your equipment before the first week in January if you plan to order with the coach exclusive launch. But if you're looking to do it in a group, a lot of people will be starting this like really, new year, new program, start the 9 weeks all together in January.
Yeah, the way I always think about test groups, guys, is like do the workouts that don't have equipment, right? And test those out and tease them and use that as your hype to build for January, knowing that you guys know this equipment stuff's going to be happening, and we all know what happened with MBF. So it's an even more reason to get your customers upgraded to coach and ordering on the 7th as well, because if they wait, they're like, oh, it's no big deal. It is a big deal, and we all know that. So such great points. Any other questions, guys? This was super great. I'm so pumped. And thank y'all for giving your time, and all of you for sticking around, because I know it's a lot of information, but really, guys, print out that launch plan and just like break it down one day at a time. I know it's a lot of stuff going on, but there also is a lot of new things with this program. Those small little details matter, and they can be the thing that allows you to communicate to your customers like what you're excited about, because it's not just like every other thing on BOD, and there's a reason that people need to commit and go all in. So Jackie, you just like nailed it on the head with the equipment stuff. I was like, yes. That's my pet peeve when people are like, well, I can just order this on Amazon. And I'm like, no, you can't. But thank you both. Thank you all for being here. Next week, Jess is going to be talking about comp plan. So if you're interested in hearing about money with the holidays coming up, guys, it's going to be a great call to be on. You want to add something?
Yeah, I'm just going to teaser. I'm going to talk a little bit too about like tips for taxes as we tracking your income and expenses as we come into the end of the year, and a little bit about money mindset too, because that plays a huge factor. So you're going to get a lot out of that next call, I hope.
Yes. And if you guys have any team call ideas, drop them in the Hub Coach chat. It's been great to see y'all participating. And okay, I'm going to shut up now. Go enjoy your week. Go rock it. Thank you, Danica and Jackie. We love y'all, and keep playing with the affiliate this week, guys.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, Mom.